One amino acid, not 908. We're asking you to work on one amino acid. And one amino acid could turn into serotonin, and serotonin can turn into melatonin. It only takes one amino acid, not 908, just one amino acid that makes that neurotransmitter. Come on, you with me? And the pineal gland is that part of the brain that actually does that. So what if then we use the kaleidoscope? And we started the meditation by you closing your eyes and opening your awareness to nothing. And putting your attention on the brain's radio receiver, that pineal gland. And where you place your attention is where you place your energy. And I want you to place your attention on that pineal gland. I'm going to ask you to feel it, to experience it, to stay aware of it, to give it your energy with your attention. Aware of nothing but your connection to that gland that sits between the back of your throat and the back of your head. That's your target. And if you can keep your attention on it, you're feeding it energy and you're giving it life. Are you with me still? Now, if it is a radio receiver, and you have one, there's a latent system in the brain that has to be activated. So while you keep your attention on that pineal gland, I'm going to ask you to tune in to the energy of the mystical. What is the energy of the mystical? What is the mystical? The unknown. What is the unknown? What we don't know. There's more information in the immaterial than there is in the material. So let's open our minds to something we don't know. Could we then rest our attention on that pineal gland and tune into a field of energy? Not a little beach ball, but a hot air balloon. Could you tune in with number 6 to the energy of the mystical? Could you do that? I'm going to give you a period of time for you to get connected to that pineal gland, and then the music's going to change. And when the music changes, the kaleidoscope is going to start. I'm going to ask you to open your awareness to that energy of the mystical while you rest your attention on that pineal gland. And I'm going to ask you to gaze into the kaleidoscope, right into its source, right into its center. And as you open your awareness and you gaze into the kaleidoscope, I'm going to keep reminding you to relax. To stay relaxed and awake. Relax your body. Feel it, relax it, slow it down. All I want you to do is stay in that state where you're in trance. You're not analyzing, you're not thinking, you're opening your awareness, and you're just fascinated and transfixed on the images. And as you look into its source, right into its center, you open your awareness, just let it come in. Then after a period of time, I'm going to bleed an image in of a mystical experience. And just like a television commercial, I'm going to say, you know, Jane, the mystical could happen to you. I'll say to you, remember this image. What is this person experiencing? And how would it feel? Feel it and remember the image. Feel your connection to it and remember the image. Remember the image. And how would it feel if it happened to you? Feel it and remember the image. And it only takes a thought and a feeling, an image and an emotion, a stimulus and response, and we can begin to program your autonomic nervous system to manufacture a pharmacy of chemicals equal to the information you're being exposed to. Are you with me? And then I'll ask you to close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, I'm going to let you drift for just a few minutes, and then I'm going to ask you to remember the image. And right in that state where your body is resting in a light sleep while you're conscious and awake, conscious in your subconscious mind, I'm going to ask you to remember the image. I'm going to ask you, what was that person experiencing? Experience it and remember the image. And how would it feel if it happened to you? Feel it and remember the image. Become the experience and remember the image. And all I want you to do is remember the image and feel the thought and the feeling, and you're conditioning your autonomic nervous system. Are you with me still? We'll tune back into the energy of the 6th energy center. You'll open your awareness, get you out and connecting to that field. You open your eyes then, you go right back into the kaleidoscope, and we'll get you in that state of theta where you're relaxed in a light sleep while you're conscious and awake. Please resist the urge to close your eyes. Stay right in that realm, and then we'll bleed another image in. And I'll ask you what's happening to this person and how would it feel. We'll go through that, and I'll ask you to close your eyes. And I'll talk to you again, and then we're going to bring in one of those molecules, one of those very molecules that create the mystical. And just like those people that we're focusing on those cards, I want your brain in that state of trance and suggestible, and I want you to open the exposure to the lens and just let the information come in. Are you with me? I don't want you to try to do anything. I don't want you to try to memorize it. I just want you to let it in. And I want to say N-dimethyl-5-methoxytryptamine, DMT. And I'm going to say to you, feel it with 6. It's N-dimethyl-5-methoxytryptamine. Feel your connection to it with 6. And all I want you to do is open up and just look right at it. I'm going to say N-dimethyl-5-methoxytryptamine. It's released from 6. Feel it. And I'll do that a few times, and you're going to close your eyes. I'm going to let you pause for a period of time. Your brain waves will slow down. And then I'll say to you, N-dimethyl-5-methoxytryptamine. It's released from 6. Feel it in 6. And all I want you to do is follow the instructions. Are you with me? It's released from 6, and then I'm going to say to you, it's for your heart. Feel it. The mystical. The molecules of the mystical for your heart. Feel it with your heart. Feel your connection to it with your heart. We'll go through a few molecules, and then you'll lay down. The autonomic nervous system is going to get really busy fulfilling the order. How does that sound? Now, for those of you who are joining us that are new to this, that are live streaming, the pineal gland is the 6th center in this work. So if you hear me say 6, I want you to find that point between the back of your throat and the back of your head. There's a tiny little radio receiver in there. Just fish around and find it. That's your point. Now, I want to show you a couple quick scans here really quickly. Take a look at this person who is gazing at the kaleidoscope. You see that second circle at the bottom? That represents theta. Red means what? A lot of theta. If they're in theta, they're suggestible to what? Information. Their analytical mind is suppressed. The door between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind is wide open to information. Take a look at the next slide. This is their brain, their whole entire brain in theta while they're looking at the kaleidoscope. That's a lot of theta. Anything that they're being exposed to is going to be programmed into their autonomic nervous system. Next slide. Now, a lot of times we used imagery for people when they looked into the kaleidoscope, a movie that they made of their future. But in this case, we're going to be using an image of the mystical. Take a look at what happens to their brain. Next slide. Take a look at what happens to their brain in the kaleidoscope. That's theta. You see that? There's a lot of theta taking place in their brain. That means what? The door is wide open to whatever they're going to be exposed to next. Expose them to information after they're suggestible in the kaleidoscope and watch what happens. Next slide. I guess it's not there. But after that, when we expose people to any information after that, their brain moves into these elegant states of gamma. Whatever's going in, they're living that experience in the moment. So, we're going to move right into the meditation. For those of you that are joining us from a live stream, my recommendation is for you to not use your phone, to use your computer just for a bigger image. Those of you who are in the audience, make sure you can see a screen very clearly. We'll start with our eyes closed. We'll tune into the energy of the mystical with the pineal gland, number 6, the brain's radio receiver. When you're in that state, we'll switch over to the kaleidoscope. We'll go through a few rounds in a state of trance. Lay your body down when it's over and allow your autonomic nervous system to consolidate all that information. Make sure you have a comfortable place. Those of you that are joining us on live stream, a comfortable place to sit and to lie down. You'll be lying down, seated during most of the meditation. Then you'll lie down towards the end. Make sure you have eye shades. Make sure you have headphones so that you're the only one hearing it. You're kind of in a closed system. Have a blanket for when you lay down so you're comfortable. Those of you in the audience, we are just going to drop right into nothing, and then we'll tune into that energy of the mystical. 6.